Hey, so what's going on? Now I don't do a lot of these videos. I'm probably at that like 5 times now, 50. And I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point that I'm starting to do these, but I kind of just feel like I should get my thoughts out into the world. Sure, I'll get berated, and like everything is Twitter, like YouTube is Twitter, Reddit is Twitter, Twitter is Twitter, life is Twitter. Sure enough. But I just feel like I should get it out so that I don't have like a growing pain in my chest to just scream it out into people's faces. So, in the past few months, there has been a bit of drama, I am sure most of you know. If most of you are watching this video at a later time, since most of my viewers come from later times. So, I'm pretty sure you're aware of the whole jelly bean drama. The whole thing where, jelly bean is cringe. I watch it so I can get off on destroying her mentally. So recently I started watching some videos again on the whole topic, and I've kind of noticed a pattern uh, where it started off with these PNG-Tubers coming on. Jellybean was the first, probably, and then just making a bunch of content to make some laughs, get some money, to live a life. All right, now here's the thing: most of people, did you know, would rather harass these creators. Now, I'm not typically a fan of them, maybe Frostfox, but that's for different reasons, okay? The whole point of a PNG tuber is to, you know, make videos more attractive. Give the public something that they want to see. They want something to give their eyes. They want something to feast on, all right? So, PNG tubers, and as an extension, are little hop around characters who talk about stuff. They talk about life, they talk about comment sections, they read hate comments, they read all of that. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is that with fame, there comes a lot. And I do mean a lot of hate. Because the more fame there is, the more hate there is. And with specific things coming on air, there are bound to be some specific challenges that the people behind these PNG YouTubers have to, overcome. All right? It doesn't quite make sense. But, if you really think about it, you can actually start to see the problem with these sort of things. So, PNG tubers weren't just made simply for entertainment. They were made to, conceal identities. Like every other YouTube channel ever has, who hasn't streamed with their actual face, create a video where they actually have a camera on. There are a lot of people who create a lot of memes, a lot of videos, and most of them have like a concealing profile picture that hides them, that makes them a different person, all right? These pictures, they simulate their lives. They simulate their differences. They rip one part of themselves out and then basically, do a whole Frankenstein and bring them to life on the internet. Now, with these PNG tubers in mind, here's the drawbacks, all right? Not only is there a lot of fame, which could be good or bad given the context, but there's also a lot of creeps. There's a lot of attackers. There's a lot of people who will just stand up and say, I hate this content, even though I'm the one who watched it and it's my fault. There's a lot of people who will just stand up, do something stupid, and think they have a justified right for it. And now, we're going to get into the whole part of that. So, recently, as in a few months earlier, uh, a lot of people have been doing unjustifiable things. Like, really, come on. If you look at it from a different angle, I mean, it could be good or bad depending on what type of person you are. But for most, it was absolutely horrible. It was the most unprecedented and just overall an outrage. A lot of these PNG tubers were either doxxed, they were threatened, or they were just straight up knocked out of the ocean like some sort of, you know, normal fish, all right? Everyone is unique in that they have their own, content flow, all right? And a lot of these PNG tubers aim for kids. They aim to entertain kids. And you can honestly look a crazy person in the face and you can tell them that what they're doing right now with the doxing, with the hate and the threats, you can just tell them, why do you even bother watching this channel in the first place? Can't you just click it off? Can't you just leave? Like, it doesn't make sense. We may be from the same breed. We're all people, but no matter how hard you look, no matter what you try to find, deep down in a person, all you're ever gonna find is you're just gonna find nothing because you don't know what goes on in a single person's head. You don't know what kind of crazy, a, you know, conspiratorial things that they're thinking. You don't know what a conspiracy they're coming up with next, what they're gonna do, what kind of unjustified it and just overall horrible and monstrous act they're gonna commit to. Now, hence is the case with a lot of people. And we're gonna look into a few specific people, and there's been like this jelly bean clone, so to say. He claims himself to be the very first PNG tuber. Now, if you look at it like a puzzle piece, like just that one last puzzle piece that doesn't seem to make sense, you can look at it and you can say, this is the wrong puzzle piece. This isn't right. This doesn't feel right. This is just no. You can look at a person who says they're someone else, but they're really not. And that person in general is Baba, as I'm told. He is unique. He isn't the original, but he is a part of something. He's a part of doxers. And you know what doxing is. I'm not going to say. Because, you already know. The whole point of doxing is to just commit yourself to an atrocity that's just devilish and evil, like beyond evil. Just art. It's like something that you do that begs the question, are you even human? A lot of people will conspire against it and very few will conspire with it. But in the end, the one thing that most will agree on is that doxing isn't precedented. It's not justifiable and it isn't like an excuse. People have been using doxing as an excuse. They've been saying, hey, I doxed her because, she's cringe. I doxed this person because I can. I doxed this person because they deserve it. A lot of people are using that term, as an excuse nowadays. And you can look back on it and you can say, what the hell, man? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you say something so wild? Why would you say something so awful? And at the end of the day, you can call into question as much as you like if that person is human or not. But the fact is, what they're doing is wrong. And if they're going to do it, then I don't think anyone's going to stop it. I mean, a lot of people say they're going to stop it. They're going to they're going to try to stop it, but in the end, doxing is just something that's not going to be stopped. All right. Now, these people, I'd like to say to them a massive fuck you. And I'd like to call into question, why do you watch the channel? I mean, if it's for kids and you don't enjoy it and you think it's cringe, then just don't watch. It's common sense. I mean, it's not even something that requires a lot of brain cells. Even a single person with only one brain cell, hell, even half a brain cell, can get the idea that hey, it's wrong. I bet even the most horrible person could look at doxing and they could say, wow, damn, that's not even something I would do. That's just horrible. Now, don't quote me on that, but it's possible. It's entirely possible. Most people in the world can look at this and they can say to it, it's an atrocity made from hell. It was a mistake. It was a large mistake, and it was. You can't even tell how big it was. You can't even tell how costly it was. Doxing isn't justifiable. Calling someone cringe is okay, but actively, saying to someone's face is just not right. I mean, I can imagine a scenario that pisses me off every single time where someone walks up and says, I have an opinion on something. So you're like, okay. And in that thought, that person gets jealous and they say, I said I have an opinion. You can really look at my thoughts when I say these, and you can tell that these are situations in which I see some of those people who are just horrible as little books. You can read them, you can see a situation in which something's going to go wrong, and you can tell, you know damn well that it's going to definitely go wrong. Very, very wrong. And it's just not all right. Now, a lot of these people are going to probably look at this eventually, and they're going to say, that's cringe, you're conspiring with them, we're going to dox you. Well, I can't help you there. If someone's going to dox me, if someone's going to come to my home, if someone's going to try and stab me, it's your loss. If someone's going to just do something horrible just because they have a so-called justifiable reason in air quotes, they can't be fixed. Whatever doctor they're seeing, or psychiatrist they're seeing, they're clearly not doing their job. Or they clearly can't do the job even though they say they can. Truth is, if you're one of those people who just do that kind of stuff to people just because they're a certain way that you don't like, which can be easily fixed, by the way, if you just didn't watch their content, then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What do you hope to obtain by just saying, hey, this guy can be fixed? It's going to take a bit of work. There are a lot of good people in the world. I used to not see it that way. I used to see it as like everyone's terrible. There's more terrible people in the world than there are good. But in all reality, there's a lot of good people out there. And the worst of it, a stick in my ass, by the way. It's just, there's also a few people who are just going to go up and just bully the hell out of them just because they can. They find an excuse and they go with it. They say it out loud to the whole world. They say, this is cringe. This person is dislikable. They're not in my taste. Sometimes I wonder, is YouTube starting to become, Twitter 3? Or maybe even Reddit 3? Because it certainly seems like that. A lot of social medias have started spiraling down the drain. And, you know, I'm just starting to lose my faith in the world. Not like I haven't already begun, because I definitely begun. I sure as hell have begun to, lose faith. But, you know, what they say, there's always good people out there. But the thing is that even if there are good people out there, they're going to get harassed as well. They mean just as much to those types of people as rocks. People who dox with a quote unquote good reason, those who just threaten people just because they can, those who don't have the common sense to just click off, are definitely going to harass those people. They're going to bully them. They're going to put them down. They're going to make them probably do something to themselves that they'll never be able to hear the end of it. It's just, you really begin to question some things when a certain something comes up. A lot of drama. And that's today's society. That's what we grew up to be. We grew up to be soulless people. We grew up to be that old wives' tale. A lot of people say gingers are soulless, but if you really look at it, the only soulless people in the world are the people who dox, who threaten, who absolutely berate and destroy mentally with words that can easily be just destroyed. Just words that shouldn't even exist. Words that can't make a sentence if only that person just clicked off the damn video. Well, that's pretty much all I had to say. And well, earlier I kind of thought of this because I was getting in the shower and I had a bit of a shower thought where I would walk up to these PNG-Tubers and I would say, hey, this has been going on. I'm thinking we should probably, get our senses in, join this video and talk about some of the things that have been going on in our lives that just don't make sense. Even though it didn't happen, I pretty much speak for all PNG-Tubers when I say that everyone belongs. Everyone has a purpose. It doesn't matter what some snot-nosed bitch says. It doesn't matter what some idiot tries to do. It doesn't matter what happens. Because no matter what, you belong just as much as the next guy. And to the people who destroyed their lives, who just made it worse, who said that, hey, this person is copying me. They're just nobody. They're people who came into existence for one purpose: bloodshed and insanity. That's the only thing that fuels them. Just seeing the chaos, just seeing the absolute darkness that was brought on by their opinion that they thought was valid and should matter more than others. That's all.